The people say that the being who created all things ripped themselves into atoms only to give the dark void of space life. They say they plucked their own eyes from their heads, gave it to the universe to make stars. They tore their skin off so the universe could use it to forge planets. They drained themselves of their blood, flowed into water to make sure life could grow. Their sacrifice made the universe so overwhelmingly happy that the once dark void burst into colour and light. Swirls of reds and purples, greens, yellows flowed throughout the galaxy like paint in water. The vast and now colourful sea stretched endlessly out, and it brimmed with life. And after years of pondering and living, those creatures that lived on those planets, they found ways to connect with one another. And then they met and told stories and laughed and cried about the sacrifice of this being. They named the galaxy that connected all of them the Atomless. A nebula floats. Colours spin, dance around a thin line of darkness that streaks across the stars. This thin black line rumbles, making colours flutter like scared birds. The line glows, and it grows longer and longer, and then bursts open, forming an open eye. A ship stares this eye down as it floats helplessly in space. But this seems too big. Our story can't start here. Let's reconvene. Of all of the solar systems that drift through the Atomless sea, our story starts on a space station in the Acer solar system. The warm sun of Acer warms the cold hull of the VA-11 space station in a vibrant light. The VA-11 is used as a meeting place for travelers all throughout the galaxy to catch up with old friends, toast to new goodbyes, and recall old adventures. The halls are packed with different species traveling from all over the galaxy. Vendors set up in long hallways selling foods to advertise their planet. Hey, get your schlomps here, only from Caesar. Hey, we got sugared gabloms over from Nerd Noir. You won't find them anywhere else. Hey, we got fresh gwamps caught in the last solar day all the way from Ron. The best gwamps you can eat. People hustle and bustle and barter and bribe before their ships take off. Some starting their stories, some ending them. And this story begins with a roll of a dice. Can everyone roll just a cheeky D20 roll to see who is going to be introduced first in our little story?
We're playing this game. Okay.
I got a cheeky little 13.
I also got a cheeky little 13. How dare you?
How dare you?
Nodin, what do we get?
A cheeky less than little 18.
Oh, there you go. Hey, listen, 18 is the one. Let's start here.
Oh dear.
The soft lights of the resting area, although turned down to their absolute minimum, blind you. They're set into night mode, but even that's more light than you've seen in years. Your body, as you turn, aches in the soft cot that you have, itching at the fabric rubbing against your skin. The window to your room shows the vast, colourful sea of the Atomless. The stars collect a rainbow of colour, gathering to see the man they've heard stories about, and the man they haven't seen in years. You hear a little as your phone lights up. It's an alarm for a job that you have picked up. As your hand goes over and touches the phone, the light of the phone hits your face, and as we see Azhaam, Can you describe him for us?
From the human perspective, one could say he does look very human, like a brown-skinned, heavily bearded, long, black-haired human man. But there's some rather large differences. For one thing, he stands at like 6'4", and lying down, he's slightly longer than that. His hair is wiry but straight, and over the backs of his arms and other places you can't currently see because of his clothing, there is what looks like black scales made of kind of the crust that comes from cooling magma. And even so, if you look closely, there are little fissures where those scales meet, where small amounts of light can be seen, as if there's magma indeed running underneath the skin. There are 4 horns reaching back from his head, 2 extremely large ones that swoop back and curl up to a small point, and 2 much smaller ones that only go about a third of the way. His ears are long and pointed, and there's clearly a lot more lines than maybe even he's used to at this point, surrounding those fiery red eyes as he looks at the phone.
The phone says, it's a text because you've already responded to the job posting. A little message says, "Hey, nice to meet you. My name is Scrap. My ship is parked in Hall A. If you want to make over, we're waiting for a few others."
Right, I'll be right there. He gets out of bed and puts on a pair of grayish, heavily pocketed pants, a white long sleeve shirt rolled up to the elbows. I mentioned he was clothed before. He has an undershirt underneath that, a burnt orange scarf, and a quilted vest that barely covers the upper half of his torso, and then slips on some really tall boots. He's got a very broad sort of build about him, and a little bit of extra weight around the middle.
As you leave and you find your way to Hall A, you walk past a calf in the main market area, and you see a Kalasha, this 4-armed grey humanoid. They're sat at a table in this apron. They're holding a thick black fluid in a thermos with 2 of their 4 arms, and the other 2 seem to be typing on a touchpad. You've met this person before. You know their name is Keely. She spots you and she perks up. She's like, "Oh, well, hi, darling. How you doing?"
I'm doing good. First job in quite some time.
Oh my god, they got back to you, did they?
I did. Quick question. Do people say good morning on a place like this? Or
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's pretty normal for people to say good morning. Some people who have been on here, they tried to make, good waking. They tried to make that pop off, but nobody likes it. Everyone's like, just say good morning like a normal person. Stop saying good waking. It doesn't have the same mouthfeel. So yeah,
well,
you can just say good morning. Good morning, darling. It's nice to see you. Hey, I actually got a question for you. You're a Ifrit, right?
Technically, singular is a Ifriti, but yeah.
Ifriti. My apologies. Okay, well that's grand. What's your planet called? They hold up their little tablet and they're like, "I got a crossword I'm trying to do and I don't know the answer. I'm trying to do it without Googling. And I feel like speaking to people, that's that kind of, it's all right."
E, 2 R's, U-M.
U-M. Hey, you hear a diddling on the pad. Well, thank you so much, honey. I appreciate that.
That's a tough crossword. Most people haven't even heard of us.
Well, apparently that's why they put it in. Hey, can I get you anything? I owe you for getting this. I've been stuck in this for a few hours now.
Well, what's in the thermos there?
Well, this is it's just a weird, as they swill it around, it's like this thick, quite viscous fluid. It's supposed to keep you awake. It's real warm. Apparently they made it on Earth, but we kind of just messed up the recipe because of all the stuff, and they used the wrong type of thing. It's nice though. It's Kalishtar.
I'll take a cup of that, and maybe something snack-like to go.
Yeah, sure, huh? Tell you what, what's your favorite sandwich? Or snack at all, I'll make it. We got a bunch of stuff in the back. It's quiet today. People are too busy traveling.
I don't remember.
All right. Hey, listen. Social pressure is hard. Don't you worry. I'll get you just like a normal thing. Are you vegetarian or anything? You get you sorted out.
No,
Okay.
I eat meat.
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, I'll get some. They scurry off into the back room, and there's after a little bit they come out with like a pre-wrapped just like this like green meat with some just like random leaves in a wrap, and like, there you go. I'm not the best cook, but you know, it'll suit you, and it was free, so there is that.
Thanks. I just like drop it into my vest. We'll see you again, I'm sure.
Well, I do hope so. Don't you be a stranger. You look after yourself on those missions.
Yeah, I will. Take care.
I'll see you later. You too. Does Azhaam go right to the meeting place, which is Hall A, or do they?
I feel like, yeah, they don't want to screw up their first day on the job, considering it's been so long since they had one. So yeah, they'll show up, not just on time, like a smidgen early.
You go walking off, and again, you find your way. It's pretty simple. As you are walking to the to Hall A, you pass by Hall G as you're just walking through, and in it stationed is a large carrier ship, and in front of the docking bay are a few people in these very manicured, strong, imposing looking green armor. As you walk, you feel a watch on the side of you.
The hand that's not holding the cup of coffee, like there's a grinding sound coming from it as I inadvertently make a fist. I just clench as I walk on past, trying not to stare.
Our other two people who both got 13s, would you all like to roll again? Or one of you can, of course, be kind enough to offer the banquet to someone else.
What do you think, Dylan? You want to roll?
Let's roll.
for it.
Let's roll.
I'm feeling
again.
competitive
Yeah.
with that starting off.
Oh, well, I only got a 5, so.
And I got a 6.
Oh, there you go.
So very unconfidently, booyah.
It doesn't matter how much you win by, as long as you win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ike. The gentle hum of the engine pairs with the soft piano music that plays from a speaker that's centered in a large wooden desk that you're seated at. There are papers strewn across the table with the logo, the Brewery Mining Company, on the corner of every page. You don't know the people you're sat with. They have clean pressed suits, neat haircuts, warm smiles, but there's none of it in their eyes. They've given you what seems like warm words, but their warmth was spent years ago. But that doesn't stop you from searching for that warmth. Your eye falls upon a projector and a human giving a presentation. They're young, around mid-30s. They have slick back brown hair. They have a rare softness about them. They have a name tag that says Quinn, and it has he, him underneath it. Right, well, with the brewery and cert merger, and with the incident that happened a few years ago, we are looking quite pretty, and there is a small chuckle. I really think that we can use this time to expand ourselves and move up in the places, that we, deserve to move up in. As you're all aware, as I'm sure, the shareholders meeting is coming up soon, and With that, there'll be a lot of people to impress. Both of the CEOs are going to be down, and there's a lot on the line. But honestly, there is nothing that, after we've secured this deal, there's nothing that we can't do. They look around the room for some form of reassurance, and their eyes fall upon you. Hi, can you describe yourself?
Yes, I am a pretty little rat girl, who is, maybe on the shorter side of human heights, something like 4'9"-ish, and she's wearing a skin-tight bit of pink armor and a cloak around her shoulders. Right now the hood is down, and her ears, which are quite large, she has kind of tried a little bit to tuck them back as to not take up too much space.
Quinn gives you a soft smile and gives it back to the room, and then continues to the presentation. We join back at the break. Everyone in the room is sitting around. They're talking for lunch. There are like an array of just little sandwich dishes and just some like picky foods for the group, and they're all mostly talking amongst themselves. Ike, what are you doing?
Well, kind of just like twiddling the tip of her tail between her fingers, waiting and looking and hoping that someone will acknowledge my role in this or anything at all.
After a little while, there's a quite hearty laugh as this Quinn like pats the shoulder on someone, and they walk over to you.
I drop my tail.
Hey, how are you doing? You okay?
I'm just fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sorry, it was rude of me earlier. I mentioned the shareholders meeting and the winter ball. That was bad of me. I shouldn't have done it because it's only for people who actually work in the company, and you don't. You got the you're helpful and you've gotten here, but I'm sorry about that.
No, I of course, I totally understand. It's just, well, shouldn't I be involved with shareholder meetings? Just, things like that. Maybe I could advise a little bit on how things are going to work.
Well.
I have a little bit of skill in that.
Well, okay. See, because the problem is that I can get you a ticket. Of course I can, but like my car is broken down, and getting you a ticket and fixing my car, it seems like a thing that's just like a little. It'll be hard to do. You understand?
I really do, but well, first of all, if you have problems with your car, I could help with that too. I could probably find some of the parts you're missing, but also, if it's too much trouble, I don't want to be there. It's just that I just thought that maybe I could help to troubleshoot a little bit.
Oh no, I want you to be there. Absolutely, of course. It was so much fun to have you there. Yeah.
Are shareholder meetings usually fun?
Well, this one is a winter ball, so it's kind of a shareholders meeting and kind of got like a there'll be like fun little party elements at the end,
Well, and Aiko kind of pick her tail back up between her hands and say, On second thought, I actually don't really have anything I could wear to a ball. So, let's just focus on the job.
All right. Hey, whatever you say. They take a few steps away, and they they pick their phone out their pocket, and they stop kind of in front of you, and they scroll for a little bit, and they're like, you know what is absolutely devastating? Do you know the theme park Leviathan Eye? Do you know of it? It's just outside of Ran. Have you ever been?
I know of it.
They had these drinks called ice storms, which were like they were goofy, absolutely filled with sugar. They had these like little eyeball looking things in it. It was very silly. But I heard that one of the shareholders they love this drink, and it was what they grew up with in their childhood, you know. But you know, the Leviathan Eye, like a few days ago, it's such a shame because it crashed into the asteroid belt that it's next to, so we can't get him. And you know, now I know it's not very good of me to say, but you're a smuggler, aren't you? You've done a lot of smuggler type things. Gotten drinks from the lower decks to the uppers.
I think you know that quite well.
Well, all I'm wondering is if you are able to just get a hold of some of these drinks, then I could buy you a new dress, and I can definitely get you I can get you a ticket into the shareholders meeting if you'd like. Of course, it's entirely down to you, but you could go with the shareholders. You can rub some elbows. You know, we could get you permanently living in the upper decks. Of course, if you want. I understand if you don't.
You know that we make that. We make them.
It's just not. You know, it's not the same if you don't get it from the actual place that it's made.
Well, right. I mean, I can get them. I can get those.
Would you? Oh my god, that'd be so wonderful. One of the other people like hits Quinn on like the side of the knee. They seem to be overhearing the conversation. They've got like a female form, but they're android little mohawk tied quite neatly. They just bat them on the side, and they're like, "Quinn, come on." It's like, "What? No, it'll be. You want to go to the ball, and we need these drinks. If you go to Leviathan's Eye, or what's left of it, I'm sure there's some ships going out to travel and scrap them. Then I can absolutely get it. I'll pay for the dress and everything. We'll get you the top range people to do so. Does that not sound great?
Do you know my size?
Hey, I'll take you to a tailor. We can get it all figured out. Absolutely.
A tailor?
Yeah. Doesn't that sound like the best?
They're sugary drinks, really quite terrible, but I'll get them.
I know. Hey, listen, I know, and I don't want you to be doing it. Like, not that I don't want you to come along. It's just, you know, the drinks aren't very good, but you're just such a whiz at this stuff, at picking up things. You know that it'll be wonderful, and it'll look good for both of us. Oh, you mainly, because you're the one who picked it out.
Right. Yes.
Yeah?
I'll do it.
Fantastic. Well, the job boards outside, I'm sure there's a few posted. I think I saw one earlier for a ship traveling to Leviathan's Eye. Maybe you could go and hop on that one. And hey, listen, all we're going to be doing is talking amongst ourselves about this certain brewery merger. It's entirely boring, and I can't imagine that you'd want to listen to it. And I'll fill you in after when you return.
Sounds terribly boring. And she will skip out of the room and put the cloak back up immediately after she walks out.
you hop skip out. There's like a crowd of people, like a flood of noise. The soft piano music and the soft clicking of the typewriters have immediately left. I said typewriters, which is now canon. Everyone uses typewriters in this universe, apparently. The typewriters in the other room leave, and now there's like this talking of people. There's hustle bustle walking around, and there is a job board which is just down the hallway a little bit. What's Ike doing?
Well, in the crowd, she kind of seems smaller, instantly. The hood up and her tail kind of like clutched in towards her body as she sort of blends into the crowd of people to get a look at the board.
You sidle up close to it. It's pretty. It's a board that as you like arrive near it, it seems like a bit too tall, but then like lowers itself, almost like understanding your presence. And yeah, you see a few jobs on there. There is one posting from a contact called Scrap, who is in Hall A, and they're saying that they're going to Leviathan's Eye. It says, you can take what you want. I'm just there for one thing. We'll offer a free ride to anywhere you want if the job goes successfully. And again, you can keep what you take.
Is this like an electronic kind of board?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like go and press my finger to that.
You press it, and there's like, you feel as it like ding and glows, you feel a small like energy through your finger, and it kind of follows down your arm to your hip, where you feel a small like little buzz. Upon looking at your phone, there's a little message just saying, "Hi, thanks for agreeing to come. I'm in these coordinates in Hall A. We have a full crew now. Hope to see you soon."
I'm off.
As you walk down the halls and make your way toward Hall A, Theriac, your mind breathes. The tip of the reeds on the top of your head bloom as you bask in the warmth of the sun. You hear a trickle of the fountain, being protected by a proud bed of flowers, sitting in a cold bed of dirt in the center of the main space that acts like a city center on the station. The flowers burst with color, giving sustenance to the buzzing robot bees, tricking the flowers into thriving. You hear like a large cuckoo as you feel a breeze, as you feel the ventilation shaft open and blow an embarrassed wind throughout the room of the station. Your mind focuses on the world, the chatter, the life that fills these halls, the ambient music that seems to be playing throughout fades and abruptly stops. And then a mascot pops up on the screen. They have a purple lion-like body, but where the mane would normally sit is this wreath of tentacles, and their face is a lot more humanoid than it should be.
Hey there. Have you ever wanted to snuggle a sharpwing, kiss a carrack, form a friendship with a frugie, but you can't because they're just too gosh darn vicious? Well, here at Wild Times, we've made it so these once scary beasts regard you as a friend. So come on down to Wild Times on Eden. Tickets start at 500 credits. Book using the code I want to have a wild time for 10% off when buying 4 or more tickets. And remember, it's not a wild time if it's not at Wild Times.
The advert cuts off after showing a few more animals, and then the music comes back and returns. As it returns, and the sun and eyes that were once looking upon the screen seem to just flow back throughout the room. Theriac, would you like to describe yourself, Bunny?
Yes. Theriac is a about 3 foot tall organism with a humanoid body. Their head and the sprouts that come out from on top of them resembles a garlic bulb with purple petals that sprout forth. They have pretty tight-knit features around the center, mostly just eyes and an opening for a mouth. They wear a single lens visor over their right eye. Their ensemble is very clinical, I would say, with a jumpsuit underneath that almost looks more like a gallabera, a very tropical sort of feeling, layout and design and colors, and with a single badge on their pocket that proudly displays a photograph of them and then their name, Theriac. Their arms and legs are more like roots, and then there are some almost like clay-like elements that are incorporated as well around the joints and some of the longer elements of their body that aren't as flexible.
As this advert cuts off and finishes, you feel a buzz on your thigh. Checking it, you see it's a response to a job that you picked up a few days ago. As you are aware, the theme park, the Leviathan's Eye, collided with the asteroid belt that surrounds it. And there have been sightings of bizarre slug creatures, and you have been asked if you can go pick one up.
Theriac looks over the message and then replies in like a very formal sort of email, just saying like, I will be attending this meeting regarding Leviathan's Eye. We'll be bringing as much equipment as I can, and hoping that this expedition brings us something fortuitous, and then just sends it off. I think after sending off the message, Theriac is going to look back towards these robotic pollinators that are going about and just mulling them over, and like has like a little like holographic like notebook for like field notes. Fascinating.
Whilst studying these robotic pollinators, you feel a presence behind you. When you turn, you see a patra, which is a large leopard humanoid. They're wearing a small waistcoat, have a little trilby, and have a little paper notebook, just like a little holographic notebook, just like you do. My name's Beck. She hurts. It's nice to meet you.
Pleasure's mine. Thank you.
Your name is Theriac, is that right?
That's right.
I'm working on a story about the living conditions of the animals on Idun. I understand you're one of the head scientists working there. Would you mind answering me a few questions?
I unfortunately have a meeting in a few minutes. Unfortunately, that...
Oh, no, of course, I understand. This won't take a moment of your time. The creatures that are on display, they've been seen to be passive, which is unusual for their normal wild counterparts. Is anything you'd like to comment on that?
No comment. And we'll just begin like packing up. Clearly, like this is more just of the news reporters who are looking to get more information about Wildside that is beyond Theriac's like control, really.
Okay, no comment. That's no trouble. Is it true that the more aggressive animals are forced into hunting zones where customers can hunt them for sport?
I don't remember that being ever included in our plans. No.
Okay, unaware of that. That's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So what are you doing here on the space station so far from Wild Time, even though Wild Time is opening? Are you running from something?
No, I have a job, as I had stated before. If you will excuse me, I have other matters to attend to. You have a good day, Beck.
Jumped ship and started a new job. Shamed? Okay. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate everything. You've given me some very good things to focus on. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you want to contact me for any explanations or increase in answers, there's my card right there. And they hand you a small card with a universal number on it. You have a nice day, Theriac. I appreciate you answering those questions.
Of course, Beck. You have a nice day as well. Thank you.
They turn around and walk off, trying some things. They sit not too far away. They just kind of they walk over and they sit down. They seem to not be paying that much attention to you, but are still occasionally will look up and then go back and then write some more notes.
Fucking paparazzi. Yeah, Theriac is after being sort of pestered by this reporter, by Beck, Theriac is just going to say, I'll study more of the wildlife here later, and is just going to go ahead and walk towards Hall A, keeping an eye out maybe for like anyone else who's more of the media type and trying to avoid them.
You do so. You see a few people who maybe are not like actively looking for you, but people who are traveling. This is a station where people stop off and go somewhere else. So there's a lot of like young upstarts trying to get those kind of things. You walk through the halls and eventually you walk to the place that you've been asked to meet. As you walk down this long stretching hallway, you see through the windows there's a ship that's docked in Hall A of the VA-11, which has been nicknamed Valhalla by passers-by. You see in front of you, just before the doors that enter Hall A, you see Azhaam, who's standing there, and as you walk closer, you spot Ike also, who walks from another direction. You all seem to get to in front of these large metal bay doors at the same time. Through the some few glass panelings and some windows, you spot a ship that seems to be built of all different parts of different ships. It seems to be just like a bit of a mismatch of technology, but you all arrive at the same time.
I stay a little bit away from the other two. Just a little.
I think Theriac is just kind of looking up at the Theriac sort of has just like a layout of the premises, and is just double checking like, this is Hall. Yeah, okay, this is Hall A. Okay, just checking, and then just like closes the sort of map application, and just kind of looks around like, hello. Are you all here for the opportunity?
I'm here for a ride.
A ride?
Yes, the free ride.
So, Patchwork, via either of you scrap?
Scrap? No,
Scrap.
like scrap metal, or?
No, this is... I got... Okay.
I was told that there were going to be this was an expedition regarding possible mollusk-like species. No, not ringing. Okay.
I saw a job that...
Yes, I saw that. I saw a job too.
Well, it wasn't... Now that I think of it, wasn't really a job. Actually, was more of just an offer for a sort of free taxi.
I think what's going on is it's probably something the van needs a crew. So.
Well, but why are you here then? Scientist.
Oh, well, I was told that there would be some sort of zoological sort of study, capture, something along that sort.
I take several steps back.
And you know, it's for understanding the sort the xenoecology of this I seem to be losing you, don't I?
Are we all at least under the impression that we're going to Leviathan's Eye?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's
Maybe
something.
not a trap then?
Wait, why would someone want to trap us together?
I like to assume that traps are just sort of always waiting.
Can I sense motive?
Around him.
You want to sense motive? Yeah, you can. Okay, you can absolutely roll sense motive. That's no trouble. Would you like to sense motive on the job or on Ike? Okay. Yeah, sure. I guess we can have our first little roll will be a dual roll. Hell yeah. So, this depends, Ike. With what do you? First of all, Azhaam, what are you trying to suss out about them?
Is this a person who thinks that they're in trouble, or just a person who's paranoid?
Okay. Now,
like, is this their natural state of being, or
you can you can always just freely give this information if you'd like, but if you want to keep it like a little more hidden, you could roll a bluff check if you'd like. And Azhaam, you roll me a sense motive, and whichever one's higher, we get that spicy little tidbit of information, which you can use as you see fit.
I'll go with the bluff check. That's a 2.
Oh, love that. Cheeky little first roll as a 2. Love that.
Oh no!
I got a 23.
So
the answer is both.
Oh, great.
She is both always like this, but also is afraid that someone would be after her. Yeah.
I think introductions in order. Yeah. I'm Azhaam. How do you he leans in a little bit, then pulls back, and then he tries to extend a hand and realizes, oh no, that might not be it. Trying to see how you would like to be greeted.
As you pull your hand back, she reaches her hand further out and grabs it and pulls it back in. That's right.
Yeah. Azhaam, he.
Oh, Ike, she.
I lean down a little bit and try to extend a hand again.
Yes. Theriac, they.
Great.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
The whole study of creatures, can you explain a little bit more about that?
Right. I should probably introduce myself. My name is Theriac. I am a biohacker, largely incorporated with the Wild Times facility, zoological park, and we had just recently opened some time ago, and was told of this opportunity to perhaps find some more individuals, more organisms that we could possibly bring into our lab and study. As far as most of the wildlife inside of Wild Times is from Idun, but this would be extending our studies beyond just our planet.
So not like me.
Well, what is you?
I'm just a lady.
Oh, can I sense motive there? That feels...
Oh my god, Ike is the smallest thing I've ever seen. I want to give him such a big hug. Yes, yeah, you can sense motive all
I'm
day.
just
absolutely.
a lady. Never ends well.
I love Cinderella business rat.
All right, here we go. Sense motive, baby. Oh no. Are you bluffing, Dylan?
This isn't really a bluff. She doesn't understand the question. She's a lady. But she also is a rat. So she's
Rats can be
just
ladies.
wondering if your studies include her.
Rat people.
Oh, right. I should clarify. People are not part of that. That is exclusively organisms. Like non. Yes, out of character.
got a little bit worried.
To differentiate.
Well, then I apologize for my
Yeah.
earlier rudeness. It is actually nice to meet you. She'll give you the shake.
Of course. Yes. What is it exactly that you do for a living, and Azhaam? Azhaam?
I am just I just take small jobs here and there. Yeah, just place to place. Exactly.
Freelance
that.
work. I
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
Ditto.
Freelancer. Two freelancers. Very, very good. Well, I'm excited to be working alongside you. I hope that this provides you more opportunities going forward. I suppose we are on the same
Quick question. What,
expedition now, aren't we?
You were right, though. Scrap? We haven't seen a scrap anywhere, have we? Well, then I guess we're all here for the same job. We might as well go in.
I just click the button to open the door.
Yeah, you click the button and the doors open and you see ahead there's this long metal hallway, and at the end you see the ship. So many different parts, guns that don't fit the ship. There are engines of 4 different sizes from 4 different ships, all haberdashery put on, almost like someone is making a quilt of 1,000 different parts. You see, halfway down the hall, another little rat. They are brown, smaller, more hunched over. One half of their face has been replaced with this large metal plating, and they have this green glowing eye. Their ear on this side has been replaced with a little antenna that is blinking occasionally. As the doors open, this little rat turns and goes, "Hey! Oh, this must be my team. Hey!" And they walk over and they hobble towards you. "Hey, how's it going? My name's Scrap. It's nice to meet you. You are... God, we got an imposing bunch on us, don't we? Come. I'll give you the rundown of what we're doing in a little bit. How did everyone find the trip? Everyone find Valhalla all right?
We found it just fine. What's the job, if you don't mind me asking?
We'll worry about the details when we're in the air. Don't you worry about it. We'll get you all on the ship first.
I mean, would it be hard to find when we have maps?
Well, we have maps, and it's also an entirely destroyed space station theme park that's just floating out there in the middle of space. So it's not that hard to find, is it?
I meant VA11.
Oh, you meant here. You meant here. This? No, it's easy to find. Again, this is the whole space station. There's signs everywhere, and y'all look like a smart bunch. Hey, I'm boring you with all my. You're gonna get me all carried away with just talking. You've already got me half doing it. Come, follow me. I'll introduce you to our engineer. They hobble down the path, and it opens up into the docking bay ship room. This is the only ship that is housed there, and they gesture for you all to walk in. And as you walk in, Skye,
Hello.
would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I hate character intros, so Matt let me pre-write mine. I'm also assuming you don't have any copyright-free rock music in that little bag of tricks, do you, Matt? Okay, so you first hear the 90s grunge rock, blasting at a volume no one over the age of 25 could stand. You trace it to the source, an ancient-looking boombox, the pages of a comic book draped across it, fluttering to the vibrations of the bass. Nearby, sticking out from underneath a cluster of pipes and dials, is a pair of baggy pants. A pink crop top is illuminated in intervals by the sparks and hiss of a welding tool, and held off the ground by what looks like a skateboard. Pink sneakers tap to the beat of the music, and you think you can faintly hear a female voice singing along amidst the noise. The legs bounce from the floor and onto the skateboard as two striped sleeves reach around the pipe and push a young human into full view. Large, dark, round goggles adorned with plastic butterfly wings look back at you until they're pushed through short, icy blue hair, revealing tired but bright green eyes. A face framed by freckles and pastel bandages smiles as a girl no older than 17 stands to greet you. She stomps her foot down, kicking the skateboard into her hands, which you can now see is peppered with colorful and eccentric stickers. As she flips it to her back, fastening it to a magnetic harness, she offers you a fist to bump and says, "What's up? My name's Skye. Welcome to the Patchwork, my dudes."
I handshake the fist.
I was gonna do the same thing.
Okay. You're supposed to go like.
Oh.
You can do a little explosion. If you want to, add some flavor.
Okay.
Hell yeah! What's your name?
Azhaam.
Azhaam.
This is this is Ig and Theriac. She, they,
What's up?
he.
She, her. Welcome aboard. Okay, so are we heading out, Scrap?
Ah, shit. Yeah, hey. Yeah, I'm ready to go if y'all are ready to rock and roll.
Ike has kind of hung back a little bit, and is trying to get a quick assessment of the place, especially this engineering room, just to see if it feels Skye-worthy, and also maybe to see if Scrap feels Skye-worthy.
Skye obviously is Skye-worthy. That's not a question.
Yeah.
It's the other two.
Yeah, no, Skye seems solid. Scrap,
Yeah, Skye is Skyway.
I
wanna-
think Theriac
got
just
the-
comes
Go
up to Skye and is like, "Hello, very nice to meet you. You're the engineer in this project. Very nice to meet you. My name's Theriac.
Yeah.
And
Nice to meet you too.
It'll be a pleasure to work alongside you. Do you?
Not a $10 words there.
Yeah, we got a guy who could speak for the for all the galaxy.
Oh, is he gonna be the brains?
We got the
the
brains.
brains?
We
Oh, we
got
got
the
the
brains. We've been waiting for someone like you. It looks like we got the brains, the brawn, and look at the cutest little lady over there. Hey,
Oh my god, you're so cute. You're
small.
so cute. I'm so sorry.
I do sincerely hope that we all have higher functioning cortex organs.
A
to
good
use.
brain? Is that what you said? Cortex?
You feel like a metal
Yes.
arm thrown around you. Who's this guy talking about cortexes? God, get on the ship. What you doing?
Y'all do realize we're stealing stuff from a broken down.
We actually
Hey,
haven't
hey,
been
hey,
told.
hey,
the
hey,
job
hey,
yet.
hey. Later. We'll go on the ship. We'll get on the ship. Ike, do you want to roll me? You can roll me an engineering if you're trained in engineering, or you could roll me just a perception if you just.
Yes, I would like to go for engineering, please. Oh, finally. Okay.
Ah, we gotta go then.
21.
Oh, beautiful. This ship is, again, it's like it's called the Patchwork for like a reason. It seems to be made of 1,000 different ships. Looking inside, you see each chair is different. Like there are parts where it's like the ramp to get inside is made of like 3 different sheets of metal. It looks kind of like a mess, but it does look very functional. The engines seem to power up and like are still like humming along. You notice a weird thing. Ships in this universe, they all have a figurehead, a piece of their ship which is like a statue purely for looks. This doesn't have a figurehead. The Patchwork doesn't have one. It also doesn't seem to have a drift core or any engine that can function with it. A drift core, you would know, is what people use to travel from solar system to solar system. So if you have a functioning ship, you can fly like planetary to like planet to planet, but you can't go like solar system to solar system as the gap is just too far, and you can't just analog do it. It's like is the difference between like riding a horse somewhere. Like you can ride a horse from town to town, but you can't ride a horse from like country to country. And a drift core.
Maybe you can.
Yeah, I am a loser. I can't do that, unfortunately. But I've heard people can. I'm just a city slicker. Yeah. So it works. It's a functioning. It's as haberdashery it is. This is a functioning ship.
Okay, I'll continue to fiddle with my tail, but less intensely.
After there's the loud yells from Scrap at Theriac.
At is a good way to put it. That's
Yeah.
the correct preposition. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Theriac.
You do see them look at you, and they walk over. Hey, you're all right? This thing flies, if you're wondering. I know it looks like trash, but it's a good ship.
I feel like this guy got like the best parts of a bunch of different ships and just put them all together. It looks like shit, but
That's
it
literally what
flies
happened, yeah.
so good.
Yeah, it's great. I know it doesn't look like much, but don't you worry. Like, you're in good hands here. You got like the best mechanic you could find and an engineer that I found on a planet. Like, you'll be fine.
It does it looks quite good, actually, but I kind of would like to know what the job is before we are in the sky.
Well, clearly we're going to this place that an asteroid hit and looting it of what we can find.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and that's the whole of it. There's no secret surprise mission.
Everything that he has said is correct.
Okay. Well, then I apologize for my rudeness. It's nice to meet you.
Oh my god, you are not even rude. You're so cute. What the fuck? Can we like fly now?
Yes.
Yeah, come on aboard, everyone. Come on aboard. I got some snacks and stuff if people are hungry. We got a little drive ahead of us.
And
I'll explain the mission more when we get on.
very well, very well.
as you walk onto the ship, you see that there's an amount of chairs, a series of chairs all laid out, all with like a small like pull over computer kind of holodeck and things like that, which you see on a lot of different ships, but all of them are from different ships and look very different and seem to suit many different needs. When going on the ship, what chair hits you guys? Which chair would you pick? What does it look like? What does it feel like?
I can go first because I knew
Absolutely.
this question beforehand. So Skye parkours over things in the ship and lands comfortably on a movie theater seat that flips down and is a shade of bright pink, and takes a cup out of the holder on the arm and just starts sipping it and flicking switches and shit right above her.
I think Theriac is going to be looking for the most, I guess, sort of just functional seat just to sit on. So it's going to be a very like sterile sort of bar stool that you might find in a laboratory. Just kind of like prop.
Does it
swivel?
Does it
Yeah.
swivel 360?
Mm-hmm.
Is it one of those? Yeah.
And
Nice.
just uses the little like bar just to like climb on top of it and then just sits. You know.
Nice.
Ike is gonna pick the one that looks the most fancy. So if any of them have like a bit of plush or like a little seat cover of a nice squish material.
Oh, absolutely. There's like an old like grandparents' chair, like real nice with the big backing and all
Yes,
that.
she was sitting
Yeah.
that.
Azhaam looks to like a chair that looks like it's made for someone his height. It's comfortable. It's like a captain's chair from some ship, from like a capital ship too. And then he goes sits
Nice.
on like a plastic folding chair that someone just bolted to the floor. That's too small for him. Because he doesn't know if that seat's for him, and he's like, "Oh, that feels wrong. Maybe that's the captain's chair. I'm gonna sit in this one."
Scrap walks through, spots you, Azhaam, and is like, "Hey, you can get on the nice chair if you want. You're sitting on that's literally like a deck chair for a beach that I thought I was just like, oh well, we need a sixth chair, so I just stapled it." Stapled is the right word. I use staples like stationary. Like it will. Guy your size with the speed that this thing goes, that's 100% gonna break, dude. Please sit on a better chair.
I look down, and I try to sit up, and there's this audible creaking sound as I do. Move over to the chair he pointed out and sit right back down.
Scrap walks up to the front. There's like it kind of looks like submarine-esque, like the windows kind of go the whole way around in this at the end of this ship. There's like a huge deck, clearly nicked from probably stolen from the same capital ship that Azhaam your seat is from. It's a very fancy, pretty high-tech switchboard, and it's flicking a bunch of switches. You hear the ramp up behind you. Now, we ain't flown with this many people before, and the first test flight was like, when was it, Skye? Like a few months ago was the first test flight of this?
I mean, yeah, but I've done the calculations, dude. Like, it can hold maybe like 6 people, size varying.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'll be fine, but just in case it's not, nah, it'll be fine. Flick some more switches, and you feel the of the engine as the patchwork lifts off, and then a real sudden jerk back as it off into deep space.
6, you said, Skye?
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, you're much smaller than him, so I say 6, but maybe like 8 of you, 5 of him.
Yes, and Theriac is like a head of garlic.
We could hold,
I
like
think
13
we could,
Theriacs.
yeah. Okay. I think it'll be fine.
I would be deeply distressed if there were more than one of me, I must say.
Scrap, the bay is secure, right? We're like...
Oh, fuck! Yep,
Oh, no.
base secure,
Yeah?
don't worry about it. Yep.
All right,
it's
so
good.
we're on track, we're good?
Yeah, we're all secure.
Okay, so dude, I was wondering how you posted a job for us going to take the scrap from this station when it's not necessarily legal, so I feel like we need to be honest with these
so
dudes.
terribly sorry to interpose. I was told that there would be snails or mollusks of some slugs, perhaps.
There could be slugs?
Oh, hey. Right, so I'm gonna let you all in on what we're doing here today. The Leviathan's Eye theme park has crashed somehow after its like 300 odd years of flight in orbit over Ran, crashed into the asteroid belt that surrounds it.
We saw it happen. It was so gnarly.
Fucking crazy. That place is basically dust now. Not basically dust. There's lots of it left.
But it's dust full of stuff that no one's
Full
come to
of
take
shit.
quite yet.
Exactly. So, what we're looking for is a drift core. We don't have it yet. We're trying to get out of this fucking solar system as quickly as possible. So, we need a drift core. It should be somewhere in the engine room. These ships normally have like hundreds of them. We just need one. Grab the drift core, bring it back to us. I'll install it. Give anyone who wants a free ride to literally anywhere else. That's fine. Also, any scrap that you guys find, you can keep. It's none of my business. I don't know why you're all here. But yeah, you can keep stuff. Theriac, yeah, there's been reports of the asteroid that crashed into it broke open and all of these weird little slug creatures just kind of came out and are kind of floating there. So yeah, you can grab one of those. I don't know why the rest of you are here, but yeah, no, I'm sure there's something for Alia. We can pick up where we dock a little later when we get a little closer. We don't know if anyone else is coming for this ship, so... And we kind of don't want to run into people, not like now at least, because we might get overrun with hats before you know it. So,
Yeah. Do you think that the bar is still standing?
I certainly hope so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure. Why, you getting drinks or something?
I thought I might.
Wait,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's all still functioning and open. It seems like the asteroid only destroyed, like, the outer hull, so there's anti-gravity through, like, a lot of it since the gravity thing has been busted. But power still should work, and I'm sure the coolers work. Yeah, the bar should be working fine.
That's the reason we hired you guys, because, like, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff there, but it's too big a job for me and Scrap, you know? It's a little too dangerous. That's why no one's coming to get their shit
double
yet.
checking. You said hefts, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the big bastards might be coming, but might not. As long as we're in and out, we might be able to slip by them. If we stay there a little too long, then they might appear just to, like, clean up some numbers, make sure that, you know, the place is quote-unquote safer, but if they're there, then it's not going to be safer at all.
Okay.
For everyone, the Heths are a large military group in this solar system. You would all know that they are. You might know some people who are like from there or who know about them. You've definitely seen advertisements all over the place, especially on the VA11, advertising, like, if you sign up to join the Heths, your family gets, like, a lot of credits, like 50,000, 60,000 credits to sign up. Yeah, you would know that about them. If you think you might know more or you want to know more, we can talk and roll dice, and that's fine. That's a base knowledge that everyone would know.
I'm sure they'll definitely show up, but if we're quick, which, I can be quick. You look pretty quick, Skye.
I can be quick.
Theriac, when you're going to get all of your slugs, which I think it's great that there are actually slugs. I didn't think that part was going to be true.
I, for a moment, also thought that was not going to be true.
I'm very happy for you. But can you be...
Congrats on the slugs.
Congrats on the slugs. Can you be quite quick?
The goal of the mission is to acquire them on the planet and then leave. I'm not there to study them extensively in this environment. It's mostly to capture.
It sounds like this isn't their natural habitat, as it
I understand.
were. So maybe bringing them somewhere less targeted.
I'm bringing
study?
a sample of the population. I'm not collecting all of them. It will be 5, maybe 10 individuals if I'm lucky.
Good. Okay. And Azhaam? How quick are you?
Can I do a check? Can I do a check?
Do you want to roll a dex check just to see if Azhaam just like runs up and down the thing? I'm pretty quick.
No. I think he's off in his own little world. I'd like to do a check to determine how much I know about the Heth.
Absolutely. Okay.
I'm thinking it could be a culture check, or perhaps, maybe a fun little profession check. For me.
You can if you are trained in culture, which is weird that you have to be trained in it. But if you're trained in culture, then yes, culture, absolutely. But also, if you want to go spicy, I'll give you a little I'll give you different information if you want to go your specific profession. But yes, you can also do that. It's really down to you which one
Let's do
you
a profession
prefer.
check. Let's try.
Let's do a profession.
That's a 16.
Okay. Beautiful. Would you like to state what your profession is, or would you like to keep it just kind of cheeky you?
Cheeky me sounds about right for now.
Just cheeky you? Okay. Hi there, beautiful people. Just for the people watching, listening at home, hi there, hi, how's it going? In this game, everyone has a set amount of skills, as just like D&D. However, they have one skill which is called the profession, which is kind of their job or what they did before the adventure started, which is specifically unique to them. So everyone has like a little spicy, little different one. And you got a 16, you say?
Mm-hmm.
There's a weird term that goes with the Heths. It's not an official one, but it's like anyone who joins up with the Heths don't come back alive. Not in a they die, but they are never the same when they return. People who sign up always are far more shut off and seems kind of like their soul has died a little. In combat, they are brutal. Like berserkers, their full name is Ulthethnar, which is berserker. They are full on, like raging powerhouse of a unit. They attack in big numbers and completely brutally. So you know these people to be a scary group.
Yeah, I'm not that fast.
I mean, look at you. You could, like, pick up 3 of me, though, right?
Yeah.
If you needed to, like, break down a door or something, lift heavy
I'd still
boxes.
not like to face off against, them much. Yeah.
The Heths? I mean, like, I don't think anybody here does. I think we're all on the same page. There.
I would like to go back on a previous statement that I feel like we perhaps flew over rather quickly. This is. How legal is this again?
It's not at all if nobody finds out we're there, because
If no one finds out that they're everything
Let's
is
make
legal.
sure no one finds out.
I mean, here's the thing, dude. Is we get there, we take things, we leave without a trace. Other people get there, they're like, ah, damn, a little bit more than I was expecting got washed away with the asteroid tide. Nobody really gets hurt here. Like, it's illegal, but it's not necessarily wrong, right?
The thing is the Leviathan.
Like jaywalking.
It's like jaywalking.
except we get stuff.
It's like jaywalking. It should be legal. It's weird that it's not. This place is scrap. If we get there before any government officials get there and then claim, like, all this is, we're gonna do whatever with this and send it back to the government, we're just, hey, listen, I'm here for one drift core. So I don't really give a, that's not even that illegal. I'm just saving some money. I'm being smart. You're stealing stuff. I don't know why you're looking at me like that. You want to take a weird little slug thing. Isn't that kind of weird?
Thievery. That's scientific collection. It's different.
Okay, well, I'm scientifically collecting a drift core to add to my sweet ride. Is that good enough for you?
Scrap, are there any more energy drinks in the mini fridge? Can you check?
I don't know. I overstock those things and you go through them in
Can you just
20
pass
minutes.
me one?
I think what
All right.
the point is
Thank
that
you.
no matter what we're taking, the truth is that a place like this considers it illegal to infringe upon their territory and take anything, including snails or mollusks or mussels.
Snails are a type of mollusk. Yes.
Yeah, I knew that. Common is not my first language. Point.
It's a.
I didn't know that.
No, neither did I. And neither did I, Matthew.
The brain!
We're all learning today.
This garlic over here. No matter what you're doing, it's not considered legal by these people or by, Hef.
Which is why we're going to get out of there really quickly with all the things that we get. And then we'll be on our way.
Quick point, I don't have a gun or a knife or anything.
Well, can I ask you something then? Are you looking for anything in particular? We all seem to have a little something that we're after.
Right. Of course, I would come here knowing that I wanted something specific. A little snow globe. Yeah, from this place.
From the amusement park?
Yeah, I got
One singular snow globe?
some private collector wanted to pay me for a single snow globe. Yeah.
Oh.
That's rad,
Oh, shit,
dude.
that's dope. Is there money in that? Is there money in, collecting snow globes?
Yes.
I hear the resale market is astounding.
Shit.
What was your name again?
Azhaam.
Azhaam? Hey, here, catch. And I toss you a small, round, metal something.
Is it a grenade? I do catch it.
It's a grenade, yeah. Don't, I should have told you this before I chucked it out. You don't pull that little metal tab until you want it to go
Yeah. I attach it to my vest, and I seem to I look like I know what to do with it. That's fun. You can have that.
That's cool.
If you want some stuff, we got some spare shit from, we have some spare shit. You don't need to know where it's from. If you want to get dressed up and you want a second skin and stuff, we got some things for you.
Oh, no thanks, I'm covered. I pull down the scarf, and there's a rather fancy undershirt on.
Oh, all right. Do you want a pistol or something? Because we have those. I will say I'm not coming with you. I'm gonna stay on the ship, circle around outside, pick you up wherever you need to be picked up. I have a gun. You can take mine.
I'll maybe take it. 1 second. I get a question.
No. That was
That was scary because it wasn't from anyone on camera, and I was just very.
We have a stowaway.
So our sound effects are through Sirenscape, and one of us just played a sneeze. That's all you need to know.
That's it. No. What about you? Doctor, professor, scientist.
Doctor's fine.
Theriac. Doctor's good. Okay.
I do have a needler pistol. It may need some ammunition. I'm more familiar with tranquilizers, sedatives. If we must use
Force.
live ammunition,
Listen. Bro, dude, I love the energy y'all are bringing to this. Y'all are way too prepared to kill somebody. The whole plan is we're not going to interact with anybody. I love the ambition, but we're trying not to kill people here.
Yeah, no,
I'm
makes
not
sense.
worried about the people. I'm more worried about whatever. I do not know the size of these particular
slugs?
creatures.
You didn't check size of the slugs before.
I was not told much of anything, as I think many of us have not been informed of several aspects of this particular mission. However, it's important that when going on an expedition such as this, that we are prepared for encountering wild animals, that there is the possibility of lethal threat and an attack, and to be prepared, sometimes live ammunition is when it's necessary. I prefer sedatives. I prefer tranquilizers. If things go out of hand,
I will take a gun, yeah.
All right, there you go.
Crap, where did you get these guys?
I just put out like
Oh my
50
God.
different ads,
An
and these are the
assortment
only 3 to turn up.
Of vague
you make
job
it
descriptions.
sound
What
so
did you sound?
scary. It's
It's just of.
it's all safety
You know.
protocol. You must understand.
Oh yeah, no, that's really safe. Yeah.
You were.
I think I am through with questions. Actually, you mentioned food.
You work at a zoo?
Yeah,
quite
I got some food.
I think there's some leftover pizza in the mini fridge. It might be under that energy drink I asked you to pass me like 10 minutes ago.
You know you can walk. The seatbelt sign is off. It's
You're
like
right, I'm
literally
sat
closer
here.
to you than it is to me.
Oh, it is?
I don't know.
Oh, well,
We're
don't
all
I look
using
like a dick?
Theater of the mind, aren't we? I don't know where the fuck it turns
Well,
on the
since we were
autopilot.
using theater of the mind, I assume it would be near you if I'm asking you to pass it to me.
Scrap like flicks some buttons, and there's a small like ding of like an old like it's literally like an old. I mean, I say old. It's an airplane like seatbelts off logo, but it has like another bit that's like wired into it that has these big neon lights that say autopilot enabled, and then the little seatbelt sign comes off. Right, so yeah, we can get up and just walk around the ship. Scrap walks over, pulls the energy drink out, throws it to Skye.
Catch it with one hand, barely looking up.
So opens up this little tiny like bachelor pad mini fridge. There's like a couple of like finger sandwiches and some like cold pizza and shit in there, as well as like a whole side of it which is just entirely filled with energy drinks, and like one almost empty thing of ketchup.
I have a very important.
Sorry, it's not a... I was just going to say, sorry, it's not a pleasure cruiser.
I have a very important question for you.
Absolutely.
The pizza. Before I react to seeing it, on a scale of day-old Domino's to the slice of pizza in a Goofy movie, how delicious does this pizza?
That is the accurate range of pizza quality.
I need to know how ravenous I become.
So we've all watched the Goofy movie.
I mean,
We've all seen the 1995 classic
we order-
Goofy movie.
I'm gonna say on that specific scale, we're kind of looking at Krusty Krab pizza, I think.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, Scrap, we order pizza pretty often, but because of that, we get bored of a lot of pizzas, so I feel like it's probably fresh, but a little wacky. You know? Might have anchovies.
Yeah, we ordered like...
I actually like those.
Oh, there you go. Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, dive in, gang. You got it. Just through there is the sleeping quarters. It doesn't have a lot. It has like a hammock and it has a hammock, a child's double bed, as well as like a few other things that you can sleep on if you want. It's gonna take us around 8 hours to get to Leviathan's Eye with this current tracking. But yeah, y'all can walk around and do whatever you want. That is a sign. Whereas, if there's anything that you would like to do, any little conversation bits, there's like 8 hours you cool kids have to kill before you arrive. We could of course just skip right there, but if there's anything y'all want to do.
Can I immediately kick my feet up in the movie theater chair, take a rolled up comic book out of my back pocket, flick it open, and be like, so do you have like a personal problem with the Heths and like some sort of issue with self-loathing, or am I picking up on something completely unrelated?
Self-loathing.
Yes to the self-loathing, no to the Heths thing?
Other way around. I'm confused about self-loathing.
You're confused about self-loathing, so you don't know whether you hate yourself?
I don't hate myself. I'm just,
You just don't think you deserve the nice chairs?
Well, I just didn't know if it was already claimed or not, and I didn't want to ruffle any feathers.
Oh, right. We forgot about our 5th member of this crew. We keep him in the closet. He only comes out for parties and to sit in the nice chair.
I would sense motive on that, but I feel like I do know enough about sarcasm to get it.
Also, Scrap
go
does
ahead.
go...
Closet, right there. Check.
I would like to think that I, or one of you, are the 5th member. We all have a 5th member. You mean 6th?
I might mean 6th.
You might mean 6th. Yeah, I'd like to think that I was the 5th member. Or I was the 1st. I made the team. Anyway, I'm going back to doodling. Go back to doodling.
Okay, bye. What are you doodling?
Fucking... You know... Just like,
cool, man.
Literally, no, I can't think of anything aside from the word dicks, so I can't state, because I feel like that would be weird.
Fucking.
Join. Yeah, it's just, it's my art. It's my art of,
Everybody's got a side gig.
What did I...
Yeah! I'm a furry artist on the side. So I'm making money. How do you think we afford all those pizzas? You know what I do.
I now trust you as a captain a lot more.
Yeah, no, I'm real good. Yeah, we're real in. I'm also super fucking good at IT.
I think Theriac is going to go over towards the pizza. We'll like analyze it. Is going to pull out a petri dish, cut off a little bit of the tip of a slice, put it in the petri dish, close it, put it back in the pocket, and then get an actual slice of pizza.
Did you just take a sample of our pizza? Why?
To check for the possible bacteria climate on this particular ship.
Oh, you don't have to test for that. There's definitely bacteria on there.
I would severely hope so, that there's bacteria. Otherwise, that's a... Well, what is the condition of your lab? Do you have a lab on this vessel?
No. I think we have this room and a bathroom.
Well, we got the, I mean, it's not a lab. We got, like, some implements, but they're not installed. We have, like, glasses. Do you need glasses to, like, test stuff?
You might have to clean some soda out of some of them.
Do you have a microscope?
I have glasses to see. If you put those real close to something, I'm sure they'll do the same kind of thing.
So basically...
Aren't you a scientist? I'm not a scientist.
I am a scientist. I am a biohacker. I am a xenoecologist.
You work at a zoo.
I work at a zoological park.
What zoological park?
I am the co-founder and head scientist of Wild Times.
Cool.
So,
When did that open?
It's not open yet. It's open in like a week.
You still looking for animals, and you haven't.
no,
Oh.
we have all of our subjects are already in in their enclosures, in their exhibits. The
Are the slugs for personal
define personal use?
You define personal use. Just answer the
Study.
question. Like, I feel like you might know if they're for personal use or business or pleasure, you know?
Pleasure. What pleasure would you give from slugs? No one answer that.
Friendship?
Friendship.
Well,
It is-
if you're a biohacker, that could
No.
be possible,
I-
couldn't it?
It is possible.
No?
It is not within the purpose of the organisms at Wild Times is to study the organisms that are on Idun and within a controlled environment, and to make sure that they were not excessively aggressive.
It's a zoo, mate. I think it's for
It's-
public viewing. Whole point, zoo is people pay money.
It's a
and just-
wildlife park. A zoo is
So-
for entertainment. Wild Times is for education and information for the public.
Are people going to go there though? Like to look?
I severely hope so.
So
all
you're
of-
hoping that
All
people
of
come.
the advertisements that I've seen have been quite antithetical to my express thesis for the facility, but
It's a super sick place. They got like hotels and restaurants already and stuff.
So it's a zoo. It's
No, it's a wildlife
see,
park.
see,
Yeah.
Skye understands. Skye understands.
okay.
Skye understands.
So when
you say biohacker and you were talking about, oh, the animals have to be less aggressive because they're in a wildlife park, do you like fuck with the animals to make them less aggressive?
Azhaam also now slinks away.
we genetically modify these creatures slowly, carefully, to lessen the hormonal effects within stressful encounters, so that when they are placed in somewhere like a smaller habitat than maybe they're used to, that they do not react in such a visceral way, and that there is less of a threat of bodily harm to the scientists and crew first and foremost, but also to the audience and to the visitors of Wild Times. It's a delicate process. It requires several iterations of extraction and re-implementation of. It's primarily extracted through blood or other liquids. Sometimes cerebrospinal fluids are more common. If it's a more gelatinous creature, that doesn't necessarily have like if I were to do the mollusks that we might find on Leviathan's eye, I might use mucus.
Gross.
But primarily liquids are what we use to modify, which makes sense if within photo and the liquid as the implementation of change within a system.
Sorry.
Anyway.
So are the slugs
that's
for personal
more-
use? What do you think the other two are up to right now?
Oh, they're gone. They. Okay.
Ike is looking around the ship for a small place to hide. Just like a little a nook, a cranny, a series of pipes, anything she can crawl into and just be in a dark little spot.
Yeah, there are, this ship being the way that it's built, there are nooks and crannies absolutely everywhere, scattered throughout the whole ship. You find yourself, just as you said, just like some pipes that they aren't steaming or bursting. They're just quite warm, just off to the side, just past the crew living quarters. And you snuggle on up in there.
Just kind of making a little space in here. I don't have anything, but I tidy a spot of it with like the back of my cloak, and dust it off, and then sit down and like kick my legs up and curl up there.
Dylan, would you be comfortable with me trying to find Ike, with Azhaam trying to find Ike?
Sure.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I can find Ike?
Yeah, absolutely you can, yeah. Then you can decide like the DC, or if you would like a roll to combat it.
Let's see. So, my natural dex is 15, so why don't we go with that?
Absolutely.
So I rolled a natural 20 plus 6, so that's a 26.
Well, there you go. Hell yeah. It does take some looking. It's difficult to find Ike since you were looking in like the main crew areas. So it takes you a little while, like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. But yeah, you do end up coming across and finding Ike.
Oh, there you are. You lost? This place is a bit of a maze.
No, I wasn't lost.
Oh, you're hiding.
I wasn't hiding. I just finding a place to just get some rest.
Oh, I was wondering if you want to share some of this viscous black liquid and also a sandwich. I think it's supposed to be coffee, but I'm not sure. I wasn't told.
Sorry. Oh. I kind of don't think that coffee would be good for me. I'm already a little bit
On edge.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I'll eat.
I like pull out the wrap, and I just like break it into two, and hand over half. So, who do you think is chasing you?
Good. Well, I guess it depends on what day it is and what I've done recently, and who I'm with, and what planet I'm on, and what area I'm in. It could mean a lot of things. I don't know. It's really up to a lot of different things. Maybe no one's after me.
Somehow I doubt that, and somehow you doubt it too.
Well, yeah, it comes with the territory a little bit.
Territory? Well, what do you do?
I don't do anything different than what you do. You know, just things, jobs, stuff.
So you've also been a prisoner for 30 years. Oh, that's tough. That's the moment I take a first bite of a sandwich. No, definitely not that. Oh, rebel leader then.
You can keep guessing if you want.
Baker?
No, I again, just little jobs, just things. I just get things and do things.
Well, I mean, judging by your armor, you're pretty successful at it. That looks expensive.
She perks up, drops her tail. You like it, really?
Well, I mean, it's very fancy.
It's pretty fancy. I like it very much.
You know, what strikes me about you, you're wearing very fancy armor. You have clearly a bit of a habit of finding some of the nicest things in the room. But also, you feel like you're on the run. And you didn't blink too hard when I said 30 years a prisoner. Nor are you trying to get away from me, which is pretty interesting, considering, usually that indicates that, I don't know, killed someone, did something. Whereas then it said rebel leader, and you didn't even blink at that one. So.
Well, I mean, we're stuck on this ship. Where am I going to go exactly? Gonna jump out of the window into space?
Oh my god. Would you guys mind if I walked in and then jumped out the window into space?
Would I mind?
I do not mind that at all.
Thank you. Yeah, Skye walks through the hallway and she's like, "Oh, hey, sup?" And then puts down her goggles, concealing her eyes, puts up a gas mask, goes through an airlock, and then jumps out a window into space, taking her board off her back. That's all. Continue.
All right, well, I can't do anything like that. I've never seen anything like that before. So, but still, no. I wasn't gonna run away from you because, I think we're all a bit of varying flavors of criminal in this little ship. Maybe not the doctor, but I'm not sure about that one yet.
I feel like it's the first time you admitted that, though, that you're a criminal by any sense. And according to quite a number of things, I'm not a criminal at all.
Well, I'm not sure I think you know me well enough. I know exactly what I do.
What do you do?
Work.
I get it. I've got secrets too. But one thing I've learned about, being alone, eventually you find yourself drowning in him.
Well, I'm sure that that's very true, but I am not alone. I have tons of friends, like enough to fill a big ballroom worth of friends.
So many friends that you've been on this ship for, 2 hours and you haven't called anyone?
What? I didn't see anybody making phone calls. We're on our way to a job. You don't make phone calls on your way to a job, do you?
Well, if I had someone I was close to, yeah, I would.
That's just irresponsible and begging for trouble. I know how to stay hidden till the job is done.
Well, why don't you show me some of your friends? I can show you one of mine. I pull open it's really old. It's like a very old personal communicator. It is 30 years out of date, at least. It was probably old when I got it, so think 40 years out of date. And I scroll through the images super slowly, because again, it's super old, and I've not updated. I haven't updated to the latest OS. And I pull open an image of me and another looking horned giant, basically. That's Melise. They're my partner. And that's me and my mum. I don't have pictures of my dad. He died when I was young. And I point to an image who's not in the 3D, of a very, basically a gigantic bug person. That's Hive. They're great.
They seem great. Who are they?
Some of my best friends. Well, Melise is my partner, of course.
You just showed me a picture of your mom, so I figure this is your best friend.
Hive? Oh no, Hive was my lieutenant.
Oh. Well, they look all very nice.
Yeah, I do. Look at me. I find one person to talk to for a second. And here I am just spilling out my guts.
Well,
I'm so sorry.
it's been a while then, huh? I mean, I'm assuming 30 years is, just ended then?
A couple of days ago.
Well, you picked a heck of a first couple of days.
I didn't pick this. I picked the ship, but I didn't pick being on VA-11 or... See, I got released because apparently there was a paperwork accident that led to 30-year incarceration because it was never legal. So, They just dropped me here because they don't want me to cause trouble.
Oh. Well, so then you didn't do anything wrong then?
Oh, I did. They just didn't charge me for it.
That's good then. Well, I don't hate you, and I'm very glad that you're on the ship.
I should probably leave you alone to your napping.
I should probably find a new room. No offense, I like to be able to have a little hiding spot.
Looking at, I've now walked through most of the ship. Where are the places that are hardest to find? Could I roll tactician, my profession?
Yeah, sure. Honestly, probably even without rolling, the place that Ike is hiding was fucking hard to find. It's a hidey hole.
I rattle off 3 different places that were less hard to find, but also pretty hard to find. I won't go looking.
I appreciate that.
I've seen this entire ship, so...
Well, okay.
There's a doo-doo throughout a speaker, which is connected through all the ship.
Hey, Skye, can you get the fuck back in the ship? We are all arriving to Leviathan's Eye, so everyone needs to strap back in.
Skye comes back into the ship.
Everyone goes back to their seats, and you see ahead of you a large glass dome that should have covered all these different rides and attractions, all floating in the middle of space. But the dome has cracked and shattered as a huge asteroid almost impales throughout the whole thing. Surrounding the Leviathan Eye is different pieces of large rebar and chunks of metal that are floating softly, soundlessly around it. As the ship, the Patchwork comes to a soft halt, you can see it out in front of you. Scrap grabs a small little, kind of looks like a monocle, and puts it in front of them. Twisting and turning it, right, so the drift core that we need seems like it'll be inside of the engine room, and from what I can see, there's 3 pretty simple ways in, or ways that we can get in. We can just dock at where the other ships go, which would be pretty safe, but would be incredibly obvious to anyone who comes. So if we see any form of resistance, we will be spotted basically instantly. There is a maintenance hatch probably, which might be a little harder to get into and maybe take you through some weird winding halls. We'd also need to... Any of you can hack? Can any of you hack anything?
Scrap.
All right, I know you can. I mean, if anyone else can. We probably need to hack the maintenance door to get in, and I don't know if they have any form of security measures, but if we go that way, we'll be completely hidden. So there is that. If anyone comes up, they won't be able to see us at all. And third, he points to the large hole that the asteroid has created. We can just float in that way. That'll be super quick. We can get to the drift core in no time at all. That'll be dangerous as hell. We'd have to float in anti-gravity for a little bit, and I'd have to find another way to pick you up.
Not to be that guy who's constantly, hey, can I roll? Can I roll? But can I actually...
How dare you play the game?
Yeah, we're not here to do that. Can I roll tactician again to see if those are the best options, and if so, what would be the best operation for pickup if we decide to go through the dangerous.
Absolutely yes. Actually, everyone, if you give me a decent argument, anyone can roll for just some information on the 3, or if you want to specifically spot, there's perception, which you can do. If any of your professions kind of clock with it. If you have spells that clock with it, abilities.
I actually kind of want. I get to try to. I mean, we're far away a little bit still, but I want to kind of get a look at the infrastructure and see if hacking into a lock system would be possible. I kind of want to use computers, my computer skill, to see if I could do that.
Brilliant. Absolutely. As you walk up to like the front like viewing window, Scrap just like without looking hands you the little monocle, and it's a thing which you see is it's essentially just a telescope, but from the future. So you can like zoom in and things. Yeah, you can absolutely roll computers. That's fine. What did we get on the tactician check?
21.
21. Ooh. So hell yeah. I'll tell you a little. These are the three like quickest ways that don't require like heavy machinery to get in. There would probably be a quicker way if you had like a drill or something like that. There's also, you do spot, or rather you would know that with the guns that the ship has, you could probably blow a hole in the side of the engine and make it so that you can get in that way. But the danger aspect of that would be like unless you know specifically where you're shooting, there's a pretty high chance that you're just going to just blow the whole engine and have all of Leviathan's Eye blow up right in front of you. So you have I'll narrow down a little way. You've got the actual docking port, which does have a lot of ships on it, which is safe, but it's obvious. The hole through the main dome, which is quick but dangerous, and you have the maintenance port, which is hidden but it's slow.
I'm pretty sure the doors and locks won't be a problem.
I think that... Let me ask you something. Would you prefer to keep the ship in one space, or would you prefer to do a couple swings around, keep an eye out for any incoming hits? Yeah, Scrap. I'm asking Scrap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to do fly around. Like that's
okay,
fine by me.
So, maintenance hatch probably has some sort of background security on it. You might want to head to the docking bay first, drop us off there, circle around a bit, pick us up at the maintenance hatch. Because by the time we get to it, it'll be, 1, we'll be close to the engine, and the drive core is probably a bit heavy. But 2, we'll be able to see what kind of security they have on board, and we won't be surprised by it.
I mean, what kind of security can they have? It's like a theme park. It's no wildest time, you know?
Depends. I imagine I know, like, even though it's a theme park, I imagine, like, I know some non-lethal, probably, but, you know, places like this tend to keep a lot of cash, and they tend to be pretty guarded during the day. Times we're off, backup security usually kicks in.
Sounds fun.
Turrets and like. Maybe. Possibly. Not...
Yeah, nothing too serious.
Problem is, more noise we make coming in, more obvious we're going to make ourselves. We might start off hidden, but if we start kicking off every single security system I have, well, there could be backup buoys to transmit that information to, you know, corporation owns this place, who can transfer that information to
many
heads.
spare masks? Yeah.
Spare masks?
Yeah, well,
what, for oxygen
that'll
breathing?
conceal
Yeah,
the
I
bottom
got some spares.
half of your face, so...
So, we good to go docking bay, and then maintenance, do we want to stay in
Do we
docking
want
bay?
to...
I'm not
I
gonna
thought the plan
pretend
was
like I
we
can order
start
all
at
of them
maintenance and then
But
leave maybe via somewhere else, because I would hate to get to maintenance and then find out that we can't hack our way out and then be stuck there. I would rather try and hack our way in and then find an easy way to vamoose, you know?
Hacking our way in, yeah.
Okay, if we're going to go that route, we take it slow, probably single file, double check for security systems along the way, check a backup subroutines like.
Yeah, I can take you through maintenance. That's no trouble at all. Is that the plan?
All in favor, say
I
aye.
think that's the course of action that makes the most rationale.
Aye, aye.
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 Hi.
Right then, there we go. The ship and flies down below the like the nice festivities and ends into like the cold, like just real. This is a ship that is supposed to be like held in orbit. Scrap flies along to these two huge metal doors. You see that there's a small light above him that flashes on orange. Yeah, that's the boarding call. But I can't imagine anyone's there. Turns on comms, you hear like a of just like open comms, and then nope. So yeah, normally they want us to
check in.
They need like a code, essentially a check-in, yeah, to be able to dock. If you guys have any form of hacking ability, now's the time to show it off.
Take it away, lady. The floor is yours.
Me? Okay. Yeah. All right. I kind of, what is it I'm looking at exactly?
With the like comms open, the like docking port comms open, a small screen opens up, and you, and what it looks like is just a screen that like looks out onto these two giant bay doors, which are normally just like a password or something is written into. I see a thread, a strand of almost energy that looks tangible, which is connecting this specific computer to the doors. Yeah, it's a computer with a keypad.
Okay, so ignoring the keypad, I will look and lean in close to the touch screen and lift a finger up, and she kind of just plucks gently down on the thread and whispers a little bit to the computer, hopefully inaudibly to everyone else, just sort of having a little intimate chat with the screen, and tries to find out its secret.
There is a response, not through like any form of conversation, but just like a there's a warmth that runs through you as this computer is open to a dialogue as you speak to it.
I would
Would you like to roll me computers?
Unnatural 20.
It regards you as a good friend, as you feel just calm in its presence, and gives you it leaves the energy like leaves you, but it's leaving like you're watching someone cheekily walk away. You see this thread as it flies back to the doors, and the doors and open, and the computer and the docking port ding,
and I just
green.
go bye and walk through the
Whoa,
doors.
wait, how'd you do that? I would have probably just gone through the Linux system and like switched some files around, but I didn't even see what you did there.
Did you say goodbye?
I thought she was saying goodbye to us.
No, not if that's weird.
I look at Ike, I look at the rest. She didn't say anything. I said goodbye because computers, I love them. And I just pat the computer as if it's a dog on the head. Except it doesn't have a head, and it's a computer.
So long, computer.
Scrap pulls the ship forward, lowers the ramp onto the into the maintenance hatch, so you could just walk in. The oxygen carries from one to the other, but you still carry on the oxygen masks as just in case oxygen is like a little fucky in the eye. Yeah, y'all. You can do what you want. The door opens and there's an open door and the ramp off into the Leviathan's eye.
Let's go. Do we have a map or something so we can know where the core is?
I could perhaps try and find something through my computer system. I'm certain there were some design aspects that were pulled for wild times. Could I do... Oh, what kind of check would this be?
I fucking love the way that you... I love the little thing that you did of just like, oh yeah, we stole some plans. That makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can I'll just argue me a roll and I'm happy to...
Sure.
I'm happy to have you roll it.
Okay. I'm going to say this is profession.
Hell yeah. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, that is a 27.
Absolutely. Yeah, you as you step foot in, you kind of remember like even though the little bits weren't taken, but you remember like seeing the plans once of just like, oh well, we could do this if we wanted like the docking port to come down and like all that, and you remember a meeting that you had with some execs, just like there was like what is essentially Imagineers who were like, oh, I have an idea, how about we can do this and make this, and it was a meeting that wasn't your forte, but you do remember the map and seeing the layout of things. Yeah, you remember where to go.
I can sort of guide everybody in the right direction.
Okay, guys,
Awesome.
here's the plan. Do we want to huddle up? Let's huddle up. Come here. So, snow globe sounds hard as hell. That's going to be like finding a needle in a haystack. So I say, go get the drift core, because that's going to help us get out of here way better. Go get those slugs, because that sounds gross. Maybe we'll find the snow globe along the way. End the mission at the bar to celebrate.
I like it.
That sounds perfectly reasonable. I would check maybe the...
Snow globe.
I thought you wanted a snow globe or something.
You're right, I did. Yeah, it's probably a gift shop next to the bar.
I was going to say yes. Check the merchandise.
Okay, so step 1, get the drift core?
Yes.
All right, hands in.
Sure.
Thievery on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thievery.
Thievery.
Okay, let's go.
I did not feel great about that.
Oh my god, the unsureness of literally everyone aside from Skye saying the word thievery was very good for me. You hear of the maintenance doors shutting, and Scrap, you hear it.
So I'm gonna do 2 turns around, and I'm gonna join you at the. I'm gonna join you in the docking port, the main docking port. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah, be safe out there, dude.
Aye.
And you are left in a cold, dark hallway. There are lights on, but they're pulsing like a frantic heartbeat, just like flickering on and off. And as you walk down these halls through Theriac, who's leading you, there's this constant message that is repeated through the speakers.
Drift lockdown in effect. Please proceed to drift docks. Drift lockdown in effect. Please proceed to drift docks.
Just constantly being repeated over and over again.
Oh god, that's gonna get annoying. Can I try and hack that to turn that off?
You definitely can give it a go, yeah.
Okay.
Put on some sweet tunes. Azhaam doesn't say that.
Oh my god, yeah. No, Skye would do that. Can I, like, turn the radio on or something?
You can absolutely give it a go. Give me a computers check.
Hell yeah. If I roll badly, is it gonna be, like, experimental jazz or something?
Yeah. You will always hack it, but it's the quality of
26.
music. Oh!
Skye reaches up and taps her goggles a little bit and looks around.
The way you hack is very different to how meta-wise we've seen Ig. Yours is a physical, like you put your glasses on and there is this you feel this connection of a slight pulling against just your temple as you feel like a magnet activate, and your both your goggles like fill with code that you like eye, and with some like flicks of your fingers are able to like push past and move certain things. Are you changing the you turn off the announcement of drift lockdown in effect? Do you switch it to any music? You switch it to anything else?
You guys hear echoing through these empty halls what starts with a rad guitar solo that goes like, and then the drums kick in like, and Skye does this cute little like jump dance, a little air guitar, and then she's like, let's go steal some stuff.
As soon as this like, and then the drums like, can everyone give me a perception check, just really quick?
Oh god, I bet that blew our whole cover.
But it looks really cool.
But it looks really cool.
What cover? Oh, that's another nat 20. Wow.
Nice.
You said it was a perception?
13?
Yeah, please.
That's a 17.
Nice.
26.
Nice. 26. Skye?
Oh, I'm rolling too? The one who caused the
Yeah,
problem?
everyone.
It's 13.
You're the only one who clocks, but everything just seems like everything just gets very loud very quick. So the rest of you can't quite hear it. You're very distracted by the music they just started playing. But Azhaam, you hear in a vent above you a clatter, and then sound like the sounds of something scattering, something large scattering through the vent, away from you down the hall.
I reach towards my wrist, towards my waist for a pistol. Forget that I actually didn't take Scrap's pistol.
Oh, Scrap would have given you it. The flight was like 8 hours. If you want it, you can absolutely take. Yeah.
Yeah, I put my hand on the hilt and I look up. There's something else here.
Like a person or?
No idea. It's in the vents. But it reacted to the music. It just freaked out. Scared off. I point in the direction.
Then I am a genius, and it's running away from us. We don't have to worry about it. Let's go get the drift core.
Skye, we were supposed to be here alone.
I don't know. This place is abandoned. They probably have like animals running through the vents and stuff. And this guy's here for animals, so that's like there's more things to take.
I
Slugs
think
plus.
if it ran away, we shouldn't go looking for trouble. Didn't we all say that we don't actually want to fight anything?
I'm just worried it might call for help.
Okay, then we
move really
keep an
quickly.
eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best course of action when dealing with unknowns in an unfamiliar environment is to just keep moving forward, but stay alert. So, let's keep moving forward, but please continue purveying the area. Azhaam, that was very astute.
Yeah, I do that. I think I walk like beside Theriac as they lead us on, just keeping as much of an eye as possible. I search for traps. Can I search for traps?
You can search for traps.
You want to
search for traps?
Do you also have dark vision?
Why?
About that.
Well, you are a being made of actual lava. So you are giving us light, like a soft light that is surrounding everyone. Do you actually want to check
like
for traps? I will allow you to
Fantasia.
check for traps if you actually want to check for traps.
I'm mostly checking for like security measures than traps.
Sure. Give
Kidding
me computers. Actually, you can argue different, but I'm gonna go for computers or engineering just to clock where these types of things would be.
Not the profession again.
In like a... Oh, you can go for profession. Profession of tactics, yeah, it works very well, actually.
See-
That's way better than anything that's just...
Yes, this has become a very handy profession, but then wait until we go to a mall. I'm gonna be so confused.
On tactics of Black Friday shopping, please? What's the best way to tackle this
In
sale?
Canada or the US, because those are two different beasts.
In space, it's completely different.
No.
Oh my god.
21.
Yeah, sure. Give me. Beautiful. You know what drift lockdowns are. Drift lockdowns switch on only emergency protocol. So, because the idea of a drift lockdown is that the ship is going into drift, which is like warp speed, Starfinder's version of warp speed. So they turn off all security measures to go into drift because it just sucks up power from like incorrect places. So yeah, you imagine that everything is turned off and on emergency mode.
Should be safe for now. As long as we stay in drift lockdown, that is.
You follow Theriac. You follow down longer hallways and take sharp turns, which you feel like you're going back on yourself, but you're not because there's like a slight lip of going up or going down. And you see you see a sign which has lit up drift lockdown in progress, but also it says engine room underneath. When walking around the corner to look at the large closed maintenance doors, which also say engine room above, there is a turret pointing down, but it is clearly powered off as it's fully dipping its head. The door is not it's not a computer it's mechanized, but it's not computer based, so you can just pull it open.
Okay, well, first of all, I don't want to take any chances with that, so I'd like to reach up, grab the turret, put my foot against the wall, and tear it off.
Oof, that is going to be a hard, just base strength. That's going to be a base strength of like 20?
Strength?
It's going to be a beefy to pull off a whole thing, yeah.
Is it 20?
Did you get 20?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, okay. I listen. Man of my word. Yeah, I said you do it. Yeah, no, you fully do it. You like pull it, and it you don't get it off the wall. You're not like just made of muscle. But you like get it so that a few wires like buzz and crack and snap. And from your knowledge of engineering, this isn't gonna work. This is dead. Even if everything turned back on, this one turret is just it's donezo.
Let's go get the core.
So all that stands in front of you is these closed big doors.
I think Theriac is like gonna walk up and just gonna be like, should be fine if we just open the doors, and then just like with their little root hands, they're just like.
Doctor, we need
Yes?
your expertise. Can I talk to you for a minute? And I want to wave them over to me.
Certainly. Hold on. And then just walks away from the door.
As they walk away from the door, I want to like signal to Azhaam, like, Doctor, the skittering sounds we heard earlier. Did you happen to hear it?
I did not catch that. No.
Oh.
I unfortunately.
Skittering. Is it usually a sign of a particularly large creature?
Well, size is more determinant of, and then just goes
are you
into
guys
a
having like an
ramble
aside?
about like
Yeah.
When you turn your backs, can Skye
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
take a pin out of her hair and then go to the door?
Skye goes to the door. I believe Azhaam was also at the door, ready to open it, right?
Oh,
Am I?
can you?
I look down at Skye. I look.
Yeah. I was gonna say, can you see me take the pin out of my hair, and then can I look up and be like, oh shit, oh god, my dude's falling
okay.
out, you know?
No,
Oh, okay,
it's,
cool.
it's
And
fine.
I like to
It's
pick
only
the
for-
lock.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Give me a sleight of hand, just to be spicy and get those rolls in.
A sleight of hand or a lock.
Oh shit, you do. Yeah, lockpicking would be great. Yeah, go on.
18.
Is it possible to aid someone in a roll? By the way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, you can absolutely give her a hand if you want. So yeah. With the Azhaam, how are you helping Skye in picking the lock?
I'm trained in sleight of hand.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I'm probably just like, you know what? Like, there's a little lock, because these doors aren't meant to be open like an actual door.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a hatch that needs to be cracked open. And I'm like, oh, right here, and I, like, dig a small, crusty finger behind it, and crack it. He's covered in magma crust. That's his thing.
he's a lava man. So
Oh, of course, that's less gross. Okay, I was.
And with like a small amount of ash falling before. Just... Yeah, it's not. It's completely fine if you don't think about how the crust is literally forming on his skin. It's fine. Yeah, I just help out by finding where the lock is. Like, yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, so Skye, roll that with advantage. You can roll your lockpicking again.
23. Oh, thanks, dude.
Look at that shit. Yeah, you hear a very satisfying like of air like escaping from the other room and are able to pretty easily push it aside. As you do, you see a long hallway, like 90 foot stretched out in front of you. Dark the whole way down. Shutters on each side are completely closed. And at the end of the hall, there is a large room that is brightly lit up. There is a seeming crystal in the center of this room, which has this arc of lightning, which is hitting a command console. The light that this lightning is giving the crystal makes it shine out in this gorgeous rainbow pattern that seems to cling to the walls and leaving almost like an imprint of color on everything that it's like moving slightly and touching. You do also see part of the asteroid wedged in to the engine room, and there are a few slugs sliming all over it. What do you guys do?
Is that crystal the drift core?
That crystal is not the drift core. You've seen drift cores before, and you can tell that this is not it. However, you can spot drift cores around, but this crystal is not that.
Okay, I'm gonna take my skateboard off my back and start down the long hallway.
You skate down the hallway, and nothing seems to there's no like activation or nothing. It's just a smooth long ride down.
I thought you guys said you were fast. I start running just a little bit.
I take a long stride.
I think Theriac has to sprint. They got little legs.
So with Skye skateboarding down, Azhaam walking normally, I jogging a little bit, and Theriac full sprinting, all walking at the exact same pace as you go down this hole. you get to the end and you see the engine room. There are clearly marked these large cylinders, which are quite big and pretty heavy, with these like lightning yellow orbs which are in the center. There's like a bunch of them all stacked up. There's big signs saying drift core, spare drift cores. And you see those there. This asteroid that has fallen in, there's like a few slugs seem to poke from the top. They're about this big, football-sized, which are just like minding their own business, just sliming around. And there is this crystal, which is the arc lightning doesn't seem to touch the crystal. It seems unaffected by it, but still giving it like it's coming off of the crystal, but it's not touching. It's not touching it in any way. It seems to be coming off of a small aura. And again, there are these like rainbow lights which are like flowing around it and being given off of it through the light that this arc current going into this big main console
I think
is giving
Theriac like instinctively pulls out their like written journal, but then is like, no, we don't have time, and then just flips to a different app and is like taking a picture of the scene, and then like a couple of close-ups, and then puts away their device, and then we'll grab a sort of like expandable like carrier, almost like a pet carrier, similar to the ones that they use and they've developed at Wild Times, and it's going to try and just grab a slug.
I love this game.
Absolutely.
What kind of roll is this?
Let's grab this fucking slug. Can you make me a slug grab roll, please? You can make me a you can make me a life science if you want.
That's the one. That's the one.
Hell
yeah.
Life science. Let's go.
I have a plus 11 in that.
To
if I don't
try
use that, I'm a nuisance. Let's see. Well.
Oh my god. What did you
I
get?
got a natural 1, which means it's a 12.
Love that for us. You reach at your hand. It's just like a symbol. You don't do anything wrong. You open up the gate. You reach your hand under. As soon as you do, you feel a powerful, intense burning as the mucus of the slug gets all over you, and you can take 4 damage as this acid that this little slug is like protruding off, like burns all of your hand, and you wipe it off. Just take that full damage, and you can give it another go if you want, or you could do whatever. It seems like it's just the way you approached it was incorrect. You didn't have enough knowledge as before. You didn't do
how do I change my... Where's the HP?
It will be stamina. If you click it right at the top of your character sheet, stamina, you take that away.
Oh, I took 4. I took 4?
Yeah, pal.
Oh boy.
I rolled max damage on my D4. I'm so sorry.
Does this occur in front of all of us?
Yes, it does.
Oh, dude, you okay?
Half my health. I think like once, like it takes like a couple seconds for it to like to feel it, but then Theriac is like, oh, ooh.
Yeah, I guess you should have researched more than just the size, huh?
Probably. Just.
Are you all right?
Probably just a chemical burn, maybe. It's all right. It's all right. We'll grab some
natural
gloves.
gloves.
And then try again. The natural one was forgetting gloves.
Natural, yeah, that's literally it. I'll give you advantage because you've now tried once and you have the gloves. Therefore, you have advantage on this little roll.
I got a 23 this time. There we go.
Hell yeah!
Science is
love
all
that
about trial
shit.
and error.
Right.
That's it. You like half scoop it and then half just like throw this slug inside this little carrier. It seems quite passive. And just kind of falls in and does a little like
the like kind of like force field goes back up, and Theriac is like, yeah, I think one's enough. That's plenty.
Can I go to the cage and be like, your name is Burger and Fries?
I
Oh, what about milkshake?
highly do not suggest giving names to
What
the...
if we get like at least one more though? Isn't just one? Wouldn't it get lonely? And also,
Yeah,
isn't it beneficial, to have two? See how they interact with each other, like socially. Unless this is all like you're not doing like medical experiments on them. You're trying to like study them and find out like what they're like.
Do you want a breeding pair? Do snails come in breeding pairs?
Right. Well, that's true. Maybe a breeding pair. Well, we would perhaps need to identify the sex of this particular individual organism. And just looks in. I wish I knew more.
Do
about
they
that
have
sex.
a burger and fries?
That's a quote.
That's our quote.
We're doing good.
Well, I'll grab another one. And then we'll go get another one.
Yeah, you're welcome. Like you've
just
now
grab
done it
another
once, you
one.
don't need to roll again. You just are easily able to pick another one and you just put it inside of the same or inside of different.
It would be.
Okay,
I don't know that Theriac would have multiple. I think it would have to be the same enclosure.
Okay.
So two of them
you-
in the same. How big are they? They're like football size.
Yeah, football sized. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cramped.
Yeah, they're slugs though. They're fine.
But this.
I mean, Professor, I'm getting the sense here that you're not a very emotional person. But would you not want to be able to tell these slugs apart? How do you tell them apart if they don't have names?
We number them or give them, like subject A31X.
Listen,
2B.
no offense. I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything, dude, but I'm pretty sure that Burger and Fries is easier to remember than A29X or whatever you just said.
I mean, we could ask the
Well-
slug. How do you feel about Burger and Fries or B29X BNF? I think
I think that's a resounding yes for A29X.
I think it likes burger and fries.
Well, I'll leave you to your profession for slugs for personal or professional use, and I'm gonna go get the drift cores.
Do you need help with that, or is it just a matter of picking one up?
No, I think I'm good. Can I just... I know drift cores, Matt. Can I just pick it up?
You can.
Do I need gloves?
No, it's fine. It's like they're already contained in these large containers, but these containers are like two-handers. They are big things.
I was planning on, since I have my skateboard and the only thing on my, like, back harness would be my bow staff, and just take that off and, like, flip it around and attach it like a backpack.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's grand. You do, however, just like with the sheer weight of it, you take the conditioned encumbered. So you move 10 foot slower.
Okay.
That's it. You just move 10 foot slower. So out of big serious situations, doesn't matter at all.
so. As long as we're not being attacked by acidic slugs, we're fine.
I
Yeah.
got this. I'm fine.
And you grab the drift core. You've got the slug. The only thing left in this room is this like weird little crystal thing. But aside from that, it's all great.
That looks expensive. You should probably take that.
It does. It also looks like it's doing something, and that makes me feel like we should leave it. I'm open to suggestion, though.
Matt, what do we need to roll to figure out what the heck it is?
You can do. If you're trained in mysticism, you could try in that. Piloting, if you want to know if it's something that a ship has before. Engineering to know if like what its use would be on normal vessels.
I'll roll engineering.
I'll roll.
And I got a
can roll
13.
piloting.
I'll roll engineering as well. Sure.
I want to kind of be a little bit of a wild card here, and I want to roll physical science.
Ooh, physical science would be very good.
I kind of want to see if it's
Oh, yeah, okay.
that kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's a great shout. Yeah, I love that shit. Absolutely, you can. Yeah. What are we rolling, gamers?
I rolled a 17 in. I said engineering, so I'm going to go with engineering.
Engineering, brilliant. 17 in engineering. Any with our other rolls?
I got a 13 in engineering, so I imagine I'm just sweating, trying to look tough holding this driftboard.
I got a 12 in piloting.
19 for physical science.
Theriac and engineering, Theriac, you've built things before. You have a lab. You understand like the mechanics of how things fly and what spaceships need and all this. You've literally not a clue at all what this is. This is not a normal thing for ships to have. Not in you don't know, like Azhaam and Skye aren't aware of what this thing is, but you're like, this doesn't fit ships. This doesn't work in any. It might look like it's doing something, and it might very well be doing something, and you can imagine it is with this like lightning arc, but it's not supposed to be there. With your role, you're stood at just kind of the right area. You spot the asteroid as it's burst into the hull of this ship, and you clock a broken part of the asteroid, and it seems like this thing, which you know what Theriac knows, this isn't part of a ship, but it does look like it's come from inside of this asteroid. It is a thing which is clearly has a lot of, like, you can use it as a power source because it is creating this lightning. It looks completely harmless to the touch, since the lightning isn't quite hitting it. It seems to have a little field around it, and you don't really know what it is either, but you can assess that it's from this broken asteroid that hit Leviathan's eye.
And I just want to kind of like hop and
you hop up and you touch it. As soon as you make contact, there is this doof, 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 and the lightning arc just stops, and the crystal just very lightly falls into your hand. All of a sudden, there's like this moment of silence and darkness where you're all kind of stood. The only light in the room was given by this lightning arc, and then the hallway just and lights start turning on again, and you feel like a hum of an engine, like, and you hear
Drift lockdown lifted.
And this long hallway that you walked up, these shutters
Shit.
all lift up, and you see hundreds of people. These slugs that are covering the asteroid that Theriac has in his bag seem to have attached themselves to these people, turning them into these hideous, shambling, moaning, zombified creatures. You assume that when the drift lockdown started, people fled into these rooms to strap in to go into the drift, which just allowed the slugs just to spread super easily and infect everyone. As you look around through the thin layer of glass that separates you from these rooms, one of the creatures turns and spots you and slam themselves into the glass. And then poof, another follows, and then another, until all of these creatures are battering themselves against this glass trying to reach you. And you see this glass begin to crack.
Jaw drop, slowly reach up to my goggles, press them again, and I'd like for the hard rock music to play again, and look over at my new friends and say, "Let's go!"
That's where we're going to leave today.
Oh, what a joy!
Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for listening to the Atomless. Our music today was provided by Alexander Nakarada by subscribing to their Patreon at patreon.com/Anakarada, which is spelt ANAKARADA. Now, ambience was provided by Michael Gelfi under their podcast and content creators fair use, and also by subscribing to their Patreon, which you'd also definitely do, because their ambience has taken this podcast to a whole new level. It's so good it makes me want to scream. That is patreon.com/Michael Gelfi, which is MichaelGhelfi. The song that you're listening to right now is by Matt Harris. It is Strange Stuff, and it is also a thing that we have the license for because it's fair use and it's fucking amazing. I love this song very much. Our players today were Super Dylan, who plays Ike. They are Super Dylan on all social media. Norden Ali, who plays Azhaam, going by the handle Werewolf Feels. Andre, who plays Theriac, going by the handle Andre Riviera Art. Momo O'Brien playing Skye, who goes by the handle Momo O'Brien. And myself, Matthew Ekberg, who is Captain Krail pretty much everywhere. And to our hosts, the Welcome Inn. You can find the live plays of the Atomless on their Twitch channel every other Wednesday, which is the Wednesday where the podcast is not coming out, as well as Conundrum Company Off the Rails, which are their two major shows, as well as so many more beautiful things. I cannot speak higher of the team. They've helped us and me out so much. I love them. I love you. If they've listened this far, I love you. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. And I hope that the next time that this little crew takes off into the Atomless Sea, I hope you're there to join us. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye-bye.